In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
In 1998, on Grafton Street, or as of 2014, on Suffolk Street, people have been greeted with Molly Malone, a bronze memorial to the Dublin fishmonger that we've all been singing about from our childhood, during school, trad concerts. This fictional character has been mythologized into our 17th century history, and it was so important to us that she was the first of a 12 possible statues in a series for some sort of sculpture trail that the City Council was planning. She came before historical figures such as W.B. Yeats, Oscar Wilde. Many of these statues failed to even be commissioned after we built Molly Malone.
And I don't know if the people of Dublin actually give it much thought, but it feels like it's culturally significant.
I was struck by the lack of connection to Molly's story that people from Dublin had. People haven't really thought about why this story of a working class woman is so important to us. This is despite our obsession with her existence. What nerve has she hit with us to be such a huge cultural item for Ireland? One odd detail that you may have seen about the statue is that she has a very bright bosom. Now, it's kind of hard for a layperson to know what might cause this. Maybe the rain falls and hits her extra harshly there and erodes it because it is less steep than other parts of her body, but it doesn't really explain her shoulders or her head. Maybe the wind blows at it and it causes like a faster oxidization. Well, there's a building right there, so I doubt it. It turns out that oxidization is actually part of the problem, but it's a lot less natural. You see, oxidization actually causes bronze to darken. The brightening of Molly Malone's breasts is a result of people removing oxidization. Human hands. The thin layer that reacts with our atmosphere is groped away by citizens and tourists alike.
The tourists of Dublin are perverts, of course. They come along and they say, good luck, to take a picture of Molly Malone and to then rub her chest, if you can believe that. Hopefully we get to see somebody doing it. Don't be shy, guys. Go ahead there now, rub her chest there now. Hop up onto the pedestal and go and touch her breast. It'll bring you good luck. That's what they say. Through all of these light fondles, we've been able to undo nature's work. Think about how constant these touches had to be for human hands to be what washes away the stains, not Irish weather. The societal acceptance for this tradition was set in bronze during the statue's move to Suffolk Street in 2014. When damage was visible and refurbishment was needed, although other spots were darkened purposefully with the goal of uniformity, the experts from Bushy Park Ironworks, in uncharacteristic form for most Dubliners, left her breasts untouched. Quote, so she will look as people remember her. Women's love becomes raw fuel for the cultural machine, said Shulamith Firestone in her book, The Dialectic of Sex. I'm bringing it up because I think it's actually relevant to the statue of Molly Malone, which may be the perfect representation of working class womanhood throughout modern history. The story exists, and Molly Malone is known because she was so pretty, and that's the role we make her serve today, no matter how good those cockles and muscles might have been. Her love, her sexual labor, is now culturally significant. Hopefully, if the meaning behind this statue were to deepen to us, it'll transform from a representation of one woman, who stood out amongst millions, to instead a representation of all those other millions who quietly put up with the same labor as Molly, whether they're from the 17th or 21st century, or anything in between.